how to coach others to high performance. Coaching others is part of training. Nobody likes to use the term train. Nobody likes to use the word consultant. I'll show you how those fit into each one of these. And if we're not comfortable with the certain terms, then we're not going to be able to be good coaches towards others, because you have to know when you're being a coach and when you're being a trainer, when you're being a consultant, when you're being a mentor. What I'm trying to point out is that through the years, I've had to learn all the different mechanisms, what I call all the different settings of coaching, all the different settings of developing people. Ultimately, that's what this is all about. I saw one time at the trainers luncheon, and they had a saying, they had something on the wall that said something along the lines of make your classes impactful, help them change their behaviors. And that really stuck, because every hour, look, you guys are sitting with me for an hour. Aren't you hoping that you get something out of this to where it makes this 1 hour extremely worthwhile? Every hour, every 30 minutes that you sit with an employee and you coach them, you train them, you mentor them, you counsel them, it's got to be impactful, and they have to grab something very practical. You want to be able to talk in terms of high level thinking, but you need to bring it down to something practical. In order for it to feel that it's an engaging moment, it's got to mean something for me. It has to be impactful so that I can go and practice. So we did an acronym, REAL. It's got to be relevant. It's got to be engaging. It's got to be applicable. And it has to help me create long lasting changes. Okay, that's REAL. It's got to be relevant, it's got to be engaging, it's got to be applicable, and it's got to be long learning. And the applicable nature of it, the relevant nature of it, the engaging is different by personality. It's different by your learning style. So if I'm going to coach you, if I'm going to mentor you, if I want to train you, I have to be very cognizant of my personal style, of how I like to learn and how I like to deliver. But I have to be very cognizant of your learning style and how you like to learn things. And I got to be able to adapt that.
When you're talking to employees, of course, everybody's different. Maybe having them retain the information that you so does having the employees actually retain it and use it.
Very good. Because if you coach, train, mentor, consult, and then 4 months later it fell apart and it didn't stick, how do you make stability? Let me just make some points about stickability, okay? Repeat. Any questions about that?
No, and I actually just recently told somebody, if you hear me keep repeating something,
Right.
it's not because don't think you don't know it. I just want to make sure we're both on the same page and we're,
Listen,
you're
that's exactly what that's exactly the message you need to convey. However, I would make one adjustment: is don't apologize for it, because it sounded like it. Okay, hey guys, if you guys hear me repeat something, it's not because that's an apology. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
You want to say it like this. You want to say, hey, you guys, you're going to hear me repeat a lot of things, because that's the only way we human beings learn. In order for you to repeat yourself, you're going to have to take time that you would otherwise want to use for new material all the time. Okay. But if you're constantly showing new material, and you're not laying a foundation on those skills, then you're not repeating yourself enough on the core. So for example, if I'm teaching insurance, okay, I got to make sure everyone understands the basic of insurance is 1, the risk, 2, the incident, and 3rd, the claim. All right, everybody repeat after me. Jeremy, what's the basic of insurance, please?
Risk.
Somebody's got to take the risk. Then what has to happen?
Claim.
The incident itself, an accident or whatever, the incident itself. And 3rd is what?
Claim.
The claim. It's got to be a claim. All right, good. Alexa, what do you think about this? Tell me what those 3 are.
Risk.
All right.
Was it the incident?
Incident, good. What else?
The claim.
Very good, very good. Okay, so notice how I'm making y'all say it. I'm making y'all repeat things, and I got to catch you by surprise, because I can tell Anthony's not paying attention, so I know he missed all that. So I got to make sure. Hey, Anthony, so what do you think? Well, what and then I create a little conversation with him. Okay, who's got time? But you see, you have to spend time repeating yourself on the core of what you're learning. All right, and so the message you want to send is this: is what we covered last time, what I'm covering today, and what I'm going to cover next time. You want to. It's basically, what did I say? Where were we? Where are we? Where are we going? Where were we? Where are we? Where are we going? Okay, last time we sat down, Haley, we talked about this and this and this. You remember that? Take a few minutes to review that. All right, cool. So today, what we're going to talk today, let me show you how it's connected to that. And then once we finish the session, I'm going to show you what we're going to cover going forward. You see what I'm saying? Training, coaching, mentoring is about giving the other person a structure. Okay. And that's why I got to pick, all right, what's the most relevant thing that Haley needs in order for me to, okay, so I got to come up with a simple way of focusing on the basics of whatever it is I'm going to show you, and then repeat that over and over. I'm not going to repeat everything. I'm going to repeat the basics. I'm going to repeat the basics. And then I'm going to just tie it in. This is what I said last time. This is what I'm saying today. This is what I'm saying forward. This is what we're going to cover next week.
I like what you said about being applicable, them being able to apply it to their job every day, not just something that they're going to learn and never use it again, being able to apply it.
Correct. Especially as supervisors, you guys can hear what they're frustrated with, right? So listen for their pains. A person's pain is what should become your relevant talking point. Write that down. A person's pain is what should be your talking points to them. Okay. And don't say, hey, I saw you frustrated the other day. Let me point this out. Don't say that. Simply say, hey, look, let me show you something. And then you show something that they're frustrated about, and let them arrive at the, okay. See, what you want to create aha moments. You want to create points of awareness, which is why, look, we haven't yet dived into the PowerPoint, and I've already asked all of y'all this question. Give me a takeaway that you've gotten so far. Anthony, give me a takeaway. Julie, give me a takeaway. What do you want to cover? See, by engaging the person into what it is that they're hearing you say and having them say it is the fastest way for that to implant itself into the person's brain. If all they're hearing you is talk and they don't have a way to interact, or they don't have a way to watch somebody else interact, then the data is only going to get to a certain level of the brain. Interaction makes it deeper. Okay. And we're going to call that here in just 3 minutes of the adult learning model. You see, you notice how when I'm asking y'all questions, I let you know what I'm about to cover next. Y'all notice that tactic? But yeah, the adult learning model, we're going to cover that in a few minutes. See, that's my way of doing what we covered last time, what we covered today, what we're going to cover forward. Okay. Yes, Julie, we're definitely going to cover that. Probably tomorrow's session. See, I'm letting you know what's coming. Okay. So, Anthony, what do you think about that tactic? Having the other person, first of all, me teaching something that you're in pain about is what causes them to go, aha, and you want to create those aha moments. And if you're not seeing the aha, you engage the person in saying, so tell me, what has been your takeaway so far? Or another way of saying is, tell me what you've heard me say so far that really had the most impact, or something that might be confusing. See what I'm saying? You make it easy for the person to tell you. Anthony, give me your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think that's real good, because what it does, it keeps them focused on what you're talking about. If they know that you're going to ask them a question, they know, okay, I got to stay focused on this. Because sometimes our mind starts to wander when all we're hearing is words, and we're just going to sit here for an hour and never interact.
Sure, that's right. You see, right now I have Natasha nervous that I'm going to call on her any given moment. See, I've already mentioned her name. See, she can't get bored, and Jeremy's over there going, man, I better pay attention because he's going to do that to me in just a minute. And Haley's over there laughing. See, this is what I'm talking about, engagement. Engagement happens in a conversational way. So mentoring folks, coaching folks, training folks has to have this human element of interaction. Okay, and you've got to create that. Otherwise, always assume, Anthony, and all to y'all, the brain turns off every 6 to 8 minutes because everyone gets bored at about that pace. So you have to keep the conversation going by interacting with the person, creating high level, then practical, and always giving the structure. Yes, I'm about to cover that. Yes, I'm about to cover that. See, all you know right now that I'm in an intro mode right now, and I have a PowerPoint because I showed it to you. I told you that I'm going to cover some things. So I have you in this step one, anticipating. You know what I'm saying? So as you coach somebody in your session, let them know what we're going to cover today. Let me show you what we're going to be covering. I'm going to be covering this and that and the other. So give me your thoughts so far. See what I'm saying? You pause to interact. If all you do is talk, you're going to lose them, regardless of the setting. Jeremy, give me your thoughts.
When you said a person's pain should be their talking point, that kind of went to one of the things that I would like to see, which is kind of meeting people where they're at, engaging them and understanding, their style of listening or learning, and making it engaging from like my standpoint so that I don't lose their focus.
Correct.
My thing with coaching or training is in the moment, everyone seems motivated, they got it, but post-coaching session, sometimes there isn't a change, really retaining it and putting it to use.
That's right. So did the change happen, right? Oh, good. Very good point. We're definitely going to cover that. All right, Carla, your thoughts?
I guess what I would like to take away is learning how to juggle being enthusiastic, but also being having real conversations about things, but making it not as serious, but serious. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. A good director who oftentimes makes silly movies, but every once in a while makes some serious movies. He said this, he said, if you want your audience to hear what you have to say and you want to hit them hard with your message, you better make them laugh at some point first. Okay. Laughter, humor, fun, engaging, calm, relaxed, everything that deals with all that has to be very upfront so you can earn the right to say the hard stuff later. All right, Haley, your thoughts.
How to coach or how to get boys to do better or do the best they can do when they're at that apathetic stage. So whenever they are done or when I feel like when they are just, no matter what you say, no matter how you coach them, they're on that line of they do everything that they're supposed to do. So you cannot let them go, but they create other issues because, you know, their attitude isn't, they do what they need to do, but they don't have a great attitude about it.
Definitely cover that. Absolutely good. Okay. And I'll just make a point. You have to say it. You have to say it. You have to say that. Okay. Can I model it with you for a second? Okay. Everybody look over at Jeremy. Okay. Jeremy, can you do me a favor? Okay. Can you not put your hand on your mouth for a second? Look, I just want to coach you. You do that a lot. Okay. I want to try to help you not do that a lot. And then you see that? You see that right there? You see that face you have right there? You see that face right there? You got it? Okay. Look, you're a very serious individual. I need you to put just a little bit smile. Just give me a little smile. There you go. Not too much. Not too much. Not too much. Okay. Okay. Not too much. Okay. All right. See, the thing is you come across very stern, and I need you to ... You see what I'm saying? You got to say it. You got to know what it is. What's the behavior that you want to see change? And it can be a smile, facial expressions, body language, attitude. You have to call it. You have to say it. Okay. And then you have to model what that looks like. And I had a manager one time told me to buy a small pocket recorder and to record, put it in my pocket, and record the meetings that I was in for the next week. And he said, look, if anybody finds out you're doing, send it to me. I told him it's permitted, it's authorized, okay? You're not gonna use those recordings for anything whatsoever. So after a week, he said, well, did you listen to any of them? I said, no, I thought you just wanted to record. I said, why would I want you to record? Listen to them. And so I spent a week listening to those, and he says, what are your observations? And I said, well, man, in meetings, I noticed that I'm always joking. I'm always saying what the person before me just said. And then when an idea gets thrown out, I notice that I jump ahead of it and grab something to things that's being accepted by others. But I don't bring original thoughts into the conversations. And he said, bingo, that's what you need to work on. Okay. So I need you to lessen those 3 things you do regularly. And I need you to insert yourself into creative conversation that you introduce that nobody else has, because you do come across as one that likes to take people's ideas and take over them. And I've observed that, your team observes that, and it's very opportunistic. I need you to learn how to have original thoughts and have the courage to try that. You see, had he not told me, I would have never figured that out. But I see what he was mentoring me to, what he was coaching me to, and he specifically pointed out the behavior change that I needed to know, and he did it in a kind way, but very firm, very direct. Does that make sense a little bit, Haley?
Yes.
You know, so now, Carla, in order for him to have said that, how many times do you think he and I talked about golf? How many times do you think he and I talked about baseball? He was a true mentor, and he did that with all of his 9 managers because he wanted to be able to tell them hard things. So he earned the right to coach people to high performance. All right, so look, I trust that even of what we covered, you guys have enough there that you guys to begin to apply, but we got a PowerPoint to go through because I didn't create a PowerPoint for nothing. With that having been said, let's dive into the actual PowerPoint so you can understand a little bit what the structure is on how to do this.
Hey, everybody, great job making it through this course. I look forward to hearing from you. Do not hesitate to contact me, contact one of the other coaches. Use the system to interact with us, to message us, and take advantage of the time that you have with us. Having said that, let's get moving to the next levels. Good luck, and again, honored to help you.